Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people own private jets while others sleep on the streets? Why millions grind 9-to-5 jobs but can't afford rent? While a few throw millions at luxury yachts without blinking, this pyramid, it's not just a chart, it's your reality. From the invisible homeless to untouchable royals, we're all somewhere in this system. But the lines aren't as clear as you think. The truth? You might not be where you think you are. So buckle up, because once you understand this pyramid, you'll never see the world the same again. Class 1, homeless. At the very bottom of the social pyramid lies the most overlooked group, the homeless. These individuals are not rare, but society often acts like they don't exist. They live without stable shelter, some in tents, others in abandoned buildings, cars, or directly on the streets. Many have no access to clean water, bathrooms, or basic safety. The causes of homelessness are complex: job loss, rising rent, domestic violence, mental health issues, substance addiction, or simply being born into poverty. For some, it took just one unexpected medical bill or layoff to lose everything. Government assistance is limited and often difficult to access. Shelters can be overcrowded or unsafe, forcing many to choose the streets. They live in survival mode day by day, often facing stigma, discrimination, and even violence. Despite popular belief, many want to work, want help, and want a chance to rebuild. But the system is rarely built to catch them, only to ignore them. They are not just the homeless. They are people with stories, dreams, and pain. And perhaps the cruelest part of their reality, the world sees through them, as if they're invisible. Class 2, working poor. Right above the homeless, yet still caught in a brutal struggle, are the working poor. These are the people who wake up early, grind through long shifts, and often juggle 2 or more jobs, yet still can't make ends meet. They are the cashiers, janitors, fast food workers, warehouse employees, delivery drivers, the very backbone of our economy. They clean our cities, prepare our food, deliver our packages. But despite working full-time, they live paycheck to paycheck. Most don't have savings. One flat tire, one hospital bill, or even a missed shift can throw their entire lives into chaos. Affordable housing is out of reach. So they rent, often in unsafe, overcrowded conditions. Healthcare, a luxury. Many go years without a checkup or dental care. Their children grow up in underfunded schools, in neighborhoods lacking grocery stores and safe parks. What's known as a food desert. The hardest part? It's not due to laziness. In fact, they often work harder than those above them. But the system they're in, minimum wage jobs, lack of benefits, rising costs of living, is built like a treadmill. Constant motion, no forward progress. They are essential workers, but treated as disposable, always hustling, never resting. The American dream tells them to just work harder. But the truth is, hard work isn't always enough. When the system is stacked against you. Class 3, blue collar. The blue collar class is often seen as the beating heart of the middle class, the ones who build, fix, and keep the world running. These are the electricians, plumbers, construction workers, mechanics, truck drivers, and factory laborers. They're the ones up at dawn, working physically demanding jobs that many others take for granted, all for an honest paycheck. Most blue-collar workers own a modest home, likely have a car on loan, and send their children to public schools. They might not dine at luxury restaurants or take international vacations, but they make ends meet, just barely. There's a sense of pride here, the pride of earning through sweat, of doing something tangible. But behind that pride is an undercurrent of stress. They're constantly walking a tightrope. One workplace injury, one factory closing, or one market downturn, and it could all fall apart. Automation and outsourcing continue to threaten these jobs, and while they may not always notice the change overnight, the ground beneath them is shifting. Pensions are disappearing. Healthcare costs rise. Retirement feels more like a dream than a plan. They don't consider themselves poor, but they're not truly secure either. There's a fragile sense of stability and a quiet fear of falling back down the ladder. Their dream isn't luxury, it's survival with dignity. To own their home, raise their kids right, maybe retire without working until their last breath. In short, they are resilient, skilled, and often overlooked. And yet, if they stopped working for just 1 week, the world would notice. Class 4, political elite. Now we step into the realm of power. not just wealth. The political elite are the lawmakers, the policymakers, and the gatekeepers of society. They include presidents, senators, members of parliament, top advisors, judges, high-level bureaucrats, and even unelected power brokers behind closed doors. While they may not all be billionaires, what they possess is often more potent than money, control, and access. These individuals craft the laws, allocate the budgets, and set the national priorities. Their words can spark market shifts. Their policies can alter the fate of millions. While others struggle to be heard, the political elite speak into microphones that echo across nations. They're surrounded by lobbyists, think tanks, consultants, and private interests that push specific agendas, sometimes for the greater good, but often for profit or power consolidation. Many live in guarded neighborhoods, enjoy elite health care, and send their children to prestigious schools. They're protected from the daily uncertainties most citizens face. They rarely worry about layoffs, eviction notices, or food prices. And even when their political careers end, lucrative consulting roles, book deals, and board memberships often await. But here's the key difference. While the poor fight to survive and the middle class fights to stay afloat, the political elite are playing the game from the top and writing the rules as they go. Their power lies not just in their titles, but in their networks, insider access, and ability to influence long-term national narratives. They aren't always visible, but their fingerprints are everywhere. They don't just live within the system, that they are the system. And for better or worse, the direction of society bends toward their decisions. This is a class where silence is powerful, favors are currency, and decisions made behind closed doors ripple through the lives of millions. Class 5, oligarchs. Now we arrive at a class so powerful they seem almost untouchable, the oligarchs. These are the ultra-wealthy titans of industry, tech giants, hedge fund managers, real estate barons, media moguls, and oil magnates. They're not just rich. They reshape economies, influence elections, and own the platforms where society communicates, shops, and thinks. An oligarch's wealth isn't measured in bank accounts. It's in assets, stocks, influence, and monopolies. They don't trade time for money. Instead, their money multiplies itself through complex financial instruments, corporate holdings, and passive income streams. They own entire companies, fund political campaigns, and sit on the boards that determine what the world sees, hears, and buys. While the average person stresses over interest rates or job security, the oligarch profits from market crashes, uses tax loopholes, and influences international trade from behind the scenes. They own private jets, islands, super yachts, and security details. Their children are born into empires, never needing to make it, because it's already made for them. The most unsettling truth? They don't answer to anyone. They aren't elected. They aren't regulated in any meaningful way. They operate above the noise, quiet, invisible, but always in control. And if society is a chessboard, the oligarchs aren't playing the game. They built it. Class 6, royals, ultra-elite. At the foundation of global power, yet far above the rest, are the royals and ultra-elites. But don't confuse them with just kings and queens. This class includes old money families, bloodline billionaires, and dynasties whose wealth stretches back centuries. These are the people who don't chase riches. They inherit empires. They don't worry about inflation or job security. Their wealth is tied to land, art, private banking networks, and multinational assets. Money isn't a means to an end. It's a tool for preserving legacy. Their children are educated in exclusive institutions you've never heard of, groomed from birth to lead, influence, or simply maintain their position quietly. Unlike oligarchs who may flaunt power, the ultra-elite value privacy over publicity. They rarely post because they own the platforms others post on. Their family names unlock closed-door meetings, shape cultural trends, and influence entire economies without a single press release. What makes them most powerful isn't just their wealth, it's their permanence. While politicians rise and fall, and businesses boom and bust, the royals and ultra-elites remain silent, shielded, and generationally secure. They don't just live above the system. In many ways, they are the system. So now that you've seen the full pyramid, where do you stand? And more importantly, where do you want to be? This isn't just about money. It's about systems, choices, and awareness. Because when you understand the game, you can finally start playing it right. Don't just scroll past this. Share this video, comment where you see yourself, and subscribe, because we're diving even deeper into these hidden layers of society. The world isn't fair, but understanding it, that's your first step toward power. Stay curious, stay critical, and never stop questioning what's behind the curtain.